What is going on our fans? We got a dub, we got a dub, we got a victory. It's gonna be a victory Monday tomorrow. 49ers clutched up and got a victory in Seattle. Woo! Nick Bosa, clutch money, Ricky Pearsall, CMC, Brock Purdy, they clutched up when they needed to. Listen, I know Brock didn't have the best start or performance, overall. He threw the 2 interceptions, but credit to Brock for bouncing back, man. He bounced back big time. And that game-winning, drive, he didn't have Pearsall. He didn't have George Kittle. He had Jake Tongas and Luke Farrell and Ricky Pearsall, who stepped up 108 yards. The guy was a dog, man. Ricky Pearsall was an absolute dog. It was a scary game because Jake Moody almost sold us so bad. I mean, they didn't even want to make kicks. Kyle Shanahan was sick. He was pissed. But let me turn this volume down on the NFL game right now. Sorry. I'll be right back. I can't listen to y'all. I can't listen to that and streaming stuff. But, yeah, no, Jake Moody, man, he almost sold this game. But, God, let's give Robert Saleh the flowers, man. This defense, Ronaldo agreed, Marquise Siegel, the blitz, Nick Bosa was, oh, my God, that play by Nick Bosa at the end. Oh, man, money. Everybody's been criticizing Nick Bosa, and he came up with the biggest play on defense of the game, winning defensive play. So, unbelievable. Christian McCaffrey, the calf looked fantastic. This man had 31 touches. 31 touches! If you thought his calf was bad, bro, went and clutched up. I couldn't believe it. I was like, what are they doing? Keep giving them the ball. But it wasn't perfect. The red zone runs sometimes were a little – I didn't like that. I didn't like some of those runs in the red zone. But again, I mean, at that point, CMC is effective. It's hard for Kyle to not go to him. I mean, that's like the big thing. But again, that's something they got to fix up. But they also didn't have Kittle and Jennings. So what are you going to do? You got to run. The ball was being ran well. But then there's times when the defense is going to be like, all right, they're probably going to run. And they stuffed it. But again, they held tight. The fact that he got that big play to Ricky Pearsall when Brock Purdy hit that 45-yard pass to Ricky Pearsall. Oh, my God. He hit a beautiful pass to Kyle Juszczyk. People stepped up. Luke Farrell, Kyle Juszczyk, Ricky Pearsall. Jake Tongas, legacy game. That was not on my bucket list. That was not on my bingo card. Jake Tongas, man. Jake Tongas, ladies and gentlemen. Woo! But that defense, bro. D. Winters. We talked about D. Winters. That guy was making clutch plays. I told you D. Winters was clutch all on training camp and preseason. Oh, my God. Amazing, man. Amazing. Woo! Who saw that the 49ers defense was being better than the offense? Absolutely. The defense was the reason they won. The Niners defense was what kept them in this game. Fred Warner got his nose jacked up. He got bloody nose or bloody mouth. He got kicked in the mouth. He had busted up nose. And he was balling, man. Fred Warner, bro, he's a nasty man. Beast mode. One unbelievable, man. D. Winters own K9. I mean, Jake, this team was amazing on defense. Robert Saleh, he is a legend, man. Robert Saleh is just unbelievable. It was an ugly game. You're right, AK. But a dub is a dub, man. And it was good to see Brock Purdy bounce back after those 2 interceptions were bad, man. Those 2 interceptions, they were very poor choices. The second one especially threw it up into triple coverage, trying to play hero ball. Brock has to stop trying to play hero ball. But we're going to get MRIs on George Kittle and Juwan Jennings. That's going to be something we'll keep an eye on because those 2 guys are very important. I'm sure they'll be limited. George Kittle had a hamstring issue. I'm not happy about that. And Juwan Jennings has a shoulder injury. Those incentives not looking good for Juwan Jennings if he has to miss some time. So let's hope both of them can play. We need them. I know we play New Orleans next week. You can't overlook any team. They look better than I thought they were going to look today, although they cut a loss and Arizona won them. But the 49ers right now are on top of the NFC West. There's 3 teams that are 1-0, and there's only 1 team that's 0-1. That's the Seattle Seahawks, thanks to us. So it's going to be a tight race all season. The 49ers, did you know they have won 4 straight games in Lumen Field? Wow. 4 straight games on the road in Seattle. Ownage. Brock Purdy is their daddy. Brock Purdy's their daddy, man. Raven says Kyle Shanahan's still overusing CMC. I agree. I think he definitely is using CMC a little too much. Got to calm down on that. It was a stressful game. I agree. My game ball goes to Robert Saleh, says California man. Yeah, I think Robert Saleh deserves that game ball. I mean, that defense was flat out amazing. It was great to see him just lead these guys, man. They had some young pups, man. I got to say, Upton Stout, you know, he's going to be targeted a lot. He's going to have to grow up, and I think he's going to have some big moments this season because people are going to give him a lot of opportunities. They were picking on him. He had a couple of DPIs, or he had a big DPI in the end zone. And, you know, I felt like Robert Saleh knows, okay, we got a lot of young guys. They're going to get picked on. They're going to get better. They're going to grow. You know, no rookie really stood out except Marquise Siegel. Shout out to Marquise Siegel, man. Man stepped up. He played his first NFL, you know, regular season game of his career. He started. His goal in the offseason was to start a game. And to be the starter. He said, my goal is this was back in preseason. There was an interview in the locker room. He says, I want to be a starter. And he started, man. And he played good. The fumble recovery was money. He was right on Johnny on the spot. I really love Marquise Siegel, man. The guy was a dog, and he's going to be a good player. This is the first rookie to start at safety since Eric Reed, man. It's been a long time. It was like 2013, something like that. That's been a long time. And he had a pretty good rookie year. So Marquise Siegel, man, got a lot of work to go through, and he's a gem, man. 5th-round pick, definitely the biggest play until Nick Bosa was that Marquise Siegel play. And then I want to talk about Ronaldo Green. Oh, my God, man. JSN, I thought he had the catch. And, man, Ronaldo Green, PBU, that was a nasty PBU. That was one of the biggest plays of the game. Whoo! Ronaldo Green, dog, man. Carl says, you know how hard it is to find a kicker? You know, it's not that hard. Richard, did you hear what Richard Sherman said? Did you see what he said? He tweeted out. My man Richard Sherman kept it a hundo. This is what Richard Sherman. You want to see what Richard Sherman said? This is what my boy Richie said. Because look, he kept it absolutely straight. Facts. Factamundo. Richie, where's the tweet at? I got to read what Richard said, man, because I'm telling you, bro, Jake Moody ain't it. Where is it? Here it is. Richard Sherman says, Jake Moody, I don't understand. Kickers aren't hard to find, and plenty of pretty good ones are out there. Bro kept it absolutely wow. Go get another kicker. But Kyle Shanahan, after the game, he said that Jake Moody will remain the kicker. They asked him. There's no question that Jake Moody is going to remain the kicker. I can't understand it. I can't get another kicker. This guy's going to sell us the games. He clanked one, doinked one, 27-yard doinked, and then he got blocked. It's just, you can tell, it's just mental on him. He does not trust himself. He looks stressed out. The players were upset. Kyle Shanahan was upset. Did you see he was fucking fuming? He's fuming. But it's Kyle's fault for keeping him. So, hey, it is what it is. Let's move on to some injuries. We did talk about George Kittle and Juwan Jennings. Both of them are getting MRIs. It appears that Kendrick Bourne is the guy that they're trying to still bring. They said they're trying to bring Kendrick Bourne. They want to bring him into the roster because they do have injuries with, right, Kendrick Bourne and stuff, or Juwan Jennings. So they're trying to get Kendrick Bourne onto this team. So that is something that you have to keep an eye on in the next couple of days. He has not signed yet. So, you know, it's going to be interesting to see what he does. So, yeah, Kendrick Bourne, my friend, is probably going to be a Niner soon. Yeah, cut Moody, sign Greg Joseph. It's honestly, it's that simple. Sign him up, man. Eric says, salute to you from a Hawks fan. Salute to you. Appreciate you for being nice. It was a good game, man. That was tough. I mean, if Seattle would have won, respect to y'all, but tough game. Very evenly matched, except Jake Moody. I think if Greg Joseph would have been kicking for the 49ers, I don't think it even would have been as crazy as it was, right? We wouldn't have to come down to the end. So bring KB back, says young CJ. He might. I'm surprised KB didn't sign Washington. Yeah, he's still making up his mind. So I forgot what part of the game, but it was when Pam Oliver was talking, some of the players. Yeah, I think Coach Yak, I don't know if you saw his Twitter, there's a point, and you could tell the players are like very, very, very upset with Jake Moody. They were pissed. The players are not happy, but they're going to have to support him. He's their kicker. So It is unfortunate, but fortunate for the 49ers was the defense stepped up and Ricky Pearsall put some respect on my boy's name. Let's talk about Ricky Pearsall, shall we? This man, Ricky Pearsall, this tweet right here, this stat, before the game ended, he was right after his big 45-yard catch. He had 108 yards receiving. That was more than the entire Seahawks team. Ricky Pearsall, 108 yards. You got to give him so much respect. This man was an absolute monster out there. His first 100-yard game of the season. He didn't get a touchdown. He almost had one. But Tariq Woolen, man, great play to stretch his hand out. That was awesome. That was awesome to see. So it's good to see Ricky Pearsall, right? Last year, wide receiver, taken in the first round. A lot of criticism, a lot of skepticism, and the adversity he had with getting shot. And then guess what? Debo's gone. And guess what? Brandon Ayuk, he's injured. And now Juwan Jennings is hurt. So Ricky Pearsall, man, wide receiver 1 right now. And he's stepped up and played a hell of a game. Speaking of Debo, man, shout out to Debo. I was amazing to see him get a touchdown for the Commanders. And I'm just going to be happy for him. I saw that touchdown. I was like, you know what, Debo? Respect to you, my boy. So it's good to see him. He was eating out in the Washington Commanders. So I don't know. We'll see what happens with Kendrick Bourne, though. Good stuff out there. I hope the Niners sign him up tomorrow. We need him. So Jesus says Ricky doesn't fight for the ball like Jennings. He's not like he's just going to run the routes, get open, and get that ball. But I think eventually he'll develop some aggressiveness. He's a smooth operator is what he is. Yeah. Shout out to Juice. Yeah, shout out to Juice, says young CJ. Kyle Shanahan says Kittle will have an MRI. Yeah, him and Juwan Jennings will be getting MRIs. So. Dub City. Yeah, that pass to Kyle Juszczyk was fantastic, man. How long do I think Jennings is going to be out? I don't know. We got to see what the MRI says, man. I don't know if he dislocated. I can't speculate. I hope it's nothing serious. I hope it's very minor. Maybe a week, 2. I don't know. We'll wait till the MRI tomorrow. Same thing with George Kittle, So Jake Tongas. I can't believe Jake Tongas. When I saw that, I was like, Jake Tongas? Wow. I feel like the O-line could be better, but it didn't play as bad as I thought it was going to be. I feel like Dominic Pooney, he got hurt, but then he came back, so that was nice. I was a little worried about that. Trent Williams, he did deal with some injuries on and off, but he was able to finish the game. O-line's tough, man. It's a tough position, and you're going to be up and down in that position. So I think they did enough when it mattered most. Brock did get some sacks, but that's football, and both teams were really pressing hard on defense. But overall, I wouldn't say it was like a terrible performance by the O-line, but it wasn't an elite. It was middle of the road. But defense was really where it was at. D-line was smashing. Kalia Davis had some nasty get-off. Like, he was playing good again. And Nick Bosa and the secondary, for the most part, played fairly well. The linebackers, I mean, just a high-level performance from this 49ers defensive unit, man. They were the key. I loved what I saw. And then the offense, it stalled a little bit, but that's to be expected when you have Kittle out and Jennings was dealing with the injury. But I feel like second half, they really unlocked it once CMC was able to kind of start just getting, open, and he was kind of being used in the pass game, and then he was finding lanes and running through that. So CMC was such a big part, and that's why we really can't afford to have him hurt. I will say I did think they were going to utilize Brian Robinson a little bit more, but CMC was just on a roll. 31 touches, man. The guy's a monster. I hope his calf is okay. I mean, Kyle better not run that man to the ground. It felt like today he was like, we're going all out, baby. We're going all out. So I feel like the worst performance was just Jake Moody, man. That was the one. How many, let's take a look. How many touches did, let's pull up the Real app. My boys from the Real app. Let's see how many touches did Brian Robinson get. Let's see. Brian Robinson had 37 yards. He had 9 carries. He had 1 reception for 4 yards. So that's 10 touches. He had 9 carries for 33 yards. It's a 3.7 average. He had 1 catch for 4 yards. So there we go. Juwan Jennings had 2 catches for 16 yards. Jake Tongas, 3 catches for 15 yards. 1, nothing bigger than 3, the touchdown. George Kittle had 4 catches for 25 yards with 1 receiving touchdown. That was a huge touchdown. Ricky Pearsall, man, 4 catches, 108 yards, 15 in yak. He was just getting open, man. And then Chris McCaffrey, 142 yards, on 22 rushing attempts. God dang, man. Unbelievable. 9 receptions for 70. He had 142 total yards. Sorry. 22 carries for 69 rushing yards and 9 receptions for 73 yards. 9 receptions, 73 yards. 22 carries for 69 yards. Yeah, God. Brock Purdy, 26 for 35 for 277, 2 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. Not a horrible day. I feel like he earned that money at the end by the game-winning drive. So 49ers defense, Nick Bosa led the way with 6 tackles, 3 tackles for loss, a sack, a QB hit, 1 forced fumble. Fred Warner, 4 tackles, 4 assists, 1 tackle for loss. Pinnock had 4 tackles. Lenore had 2. Let's see. Marquise Siegel had 5 tackles and assist, and that big 4 fumble recovery. D. Winters, 5 solo tackles and assists and 2 tackles for loss. Renardo Green, 2 tackles, 2 assists, and a huge PBU. So, yeah, good stuff. Niners, they really got it done when it mattered most. And they walked into Seattle and got the win, and, all is well. Now we hope that Jennings and Kittle can be healthy, but I guess the silver lining of these injuries is it's early and they do play New Orleans. Now, I'm not going to take them lightly because every game matters and every team can clutch up at any point. But, it is a soft team right now, but they played better than I thought they were going to play against the Cardinals. So good stuff. Niners win. I'm happy. You're happy. Defense cooked. Robert Saleh, amazing. CMC, amazing. The calf was great. Ricky Pearsall, beautiful. And Brock Purdy, shout out to him for the game winner. And Nick Bosa, man, embrace the bear. Nick Bosa when he was waving at the end. Oh, God, he did it again. Remember when he waved goodbye to Seattle when they won the NFC West back in 2019 when he did that? He waved again. Fucking love Nick Bosa. I love the Niners. I love getting victories. Tomorrow is Victory Monday. My man. I love y'all. Have a good rest of your day. It was a gritty win, a nail biter. It wasn't a pretty win. I'm glad that we won. Hey, I would have rather have won this type of ugly game than lost it. Could you imagine how sick we would be right now if we would have lost it? So thankful that the Niners won. It was a very, very, very heart pressure pounding game. That's the 49ers. Aren't you guys happy that 49ers football is back? I am. Stay blessed. Go home. Get out of here. I'll be back.